have established yourself well in the routine. Now when you have established yourself in the routine, this abhyasa vairagya detachment is there for you not to soil yourself again and again. Abhyasa is to cleanse already the soiled cloth or your body so that it can become pure. So this way you reduce further accumulation. I am not saying you eliminate, you reduce further accumulation gradually, and in the process also cleanse all the elements of dirt that is in you. So this is abhyasa vairagya. Now if this happens, what would be the result? Tatparam purushakhyate gunavaitrishyam. Now Patanjali goes to the very ultimate level. Gunavaitrishyam. Guna means the consciousness or your awareness is made up of three constituents. They are called sattva, rajas and tamas. Tamas is inertia, rajas is activity, sattva is directional movement. Sattva is a positive directional movement, rajas is activity and tamas is inertia. Basically all living systems is dominated by rajas. Because there is activity, we know the person is alive. When there is no activity, the person is dead, literally. So rajas is always there to different degrees. When rajas has no direction, it wastes its energy moving hither and thither because it neither knows how to control it, nor how to conserve it, nor use in a proper way. It is like an hyperactive child. It simply runs around, you know. So in that way, we also, when we don't have a goal, we don't have a purpose, we move around in life blindly with a mixed blessing. Sometimes we are happy, sometimes we are unhappy. We don't know what will happen in the next moment because we have lost direction. We don't know where we are going. We are just going because the rajas makes me move to go. I can't stay. So that is one aspect. The another aspect is if continuous activity happens in you, your energy gets depleted. So you get tired. So to recharge yourself, you have to take rest. The taking rest is tamas. So when you are in a tamasic state, you are not spending any energy, and the energy may accumulate or may not accumulate at all because the system doesn't have the capacity to accumulate. So if it has to be, a cell has to be charged, it has to have the capacity. It has to be a rechargeable cell. If it is an ordinary cell, you cannot recharge it at all. So in the same way here, we have to make our cell or energy container rechargeable, sustainable. So tamas is welcome when we have to recharge ourselves. If you are to be continuously in tamas, most of the time when you have a lot of what you call as depression and whatnot, you want to escape from activity. You want to escape from society. But you can't escape from your mind. Even if you shut your door, your mind will be hyperactive. That is where when an individual becomes so much disturbed, he becomes a victim to alcohol, nicotine, drug, etc. to shut off the mind. Yes, it can shut off the mind, but what it does is it becomes so tamasic, it prevents your evolution and it makes the system deteriorate. The physical system, you have got a solution for your mind to switch off. So you are comfortable, but the solution is a poison to the body. So in the process, you become you postpone misery by being an addict to these things which switch off the mind, which later on catches you in the long run. So tamas, rajas, too much of rajas or too much of tamas is not preferable. It has to be balanced. Suppose if rajas and tamas has to be balanced, for what for it has to be balanced? Then comes the concept of sattva. Sattva is directional evolution, I said. All living systems, particularly human beings, aspire for a better life. We always, whether we know it or not, we want a better one than what we have today. So this better life is a direction. So what this better life can be? This better life should be, because all of us want happiness to be permanent. All of us don't want pain to be there with us. So this avoiding pain, having happiness, if it is the goal, how to have it permanently, how to avoid all pains that are possible would be the one of the goals. In evolution, what happens, whether we like it or not, nature evolves. Nature, the unfortunate thing or a fortunate thing about human beings is human beings have intellect. Therefore, human beings can plan, can understand what they lack, what they want, and to plan for what they want, they can plan. They have that much of intelligence. They can plan 10 years ahead, 20 years ahead. So, this very good capability also makes man miserable if he puts a wrong goal as his choice. Chitta vikshepa. Just you mistake something as permanent, and therefore you hanker for it, and at the end you find it is not permanent at all. So what all effort you put forth becomes a waste. So that way the clarity of vision of evolution, and also another thing is that we compromise in life. We do many compromises. We don't do compromises happily. Compromise means what? I don't find a proper solution that which is satisfying so that the situation can be changed. So I adjust to the situation. So I feel bound because I have adjusted to the situation, because the demand of somebody else or something. Now I will be capable of, when I know sattva dominant activity, I will know I am capable which is the direction and how to change the ingredients so that I can transform. And these three combinations, sattva, rajas and tamas, is constantly changing in us. It is at different proportions by birth, but every 2 hours or so it will be changing. That is why you will get bored sometimes, you will be interested sometimes, you will be angry sometimes, even during the time, and you will feel generous sometimes. All these things happen to us. So this combination, how to make it sattva dominated, is when you practice abhyasa vairagya in the chitta vrittis, that which you have, then tatparam purushakhyate guna vaitrishnam. What you do is trishna, I said, vaitrishna. So this, you will not become a victim of this constant flux in the combination of these three gunas, sattva, rajas and tamas, because you have detached yourself even from this level and seeing the chitta vrittis as operations of sattva, rajas and tamas. This sattva, rajas and tamas combined consciousness is called purusha khyati. Purusha is the I, the indweller in this body. This Purusha, how do I recognize this Purusha? Because of his consciousness functioning through his senses. If not, how can I know a person whether he is active or not? So this Purusha Khyati is this consciousness which is constituted of these three, which are always changing. Then the Purusha withdraws himself even from this consciousness and witnesses it. When he witnesses it, he knows how to transform himself the way that it is desirable in the situation. You see, rajas is an aggressive quality. Tamas is a compromising quality. Sattva is a directional quality which takes a long time. Now the situation is, somebody is showing his weapon against us to shoot me, I have to defend myself. Then I have to put more rajas than sattva or tamas. So this way, to command over this combination comes to you when you practice this yoga for a longer period. That would be your first level of landmark, that which you achieve Tatparam Purushakhyaate Gunavaiteshna. So that is the next sutra. Any question here? What's the next sutra? Tatparam
Next question. Vitaka Vicharananda
Purushakhyaate. Oh, right.
Smita
Samadhi.